Hello, Nancy. I realized that I didn't make you a recording. Yesterday I made 6 different recordings after my work and I was exhausted. I had to make them because I'm working for this company and they asked me to make the recordings within 24 hours. And I'm just like, oh my God. So it's anyway, I was completely out of it. And this morning I received the news and I found this website, not this website, this video on YouTube. China to take private property to fight coronavirus. Factories ordered to mass produce body bags for the dead bodies. So just a few seconds because it's 11 minutes, so it's too long. So let's see.
In the wake of the coronavirus outbreak in China, the country's supplies are stretched to the limit. Now some local authorities are eyeing private property. Questions about the real scale of the coronavirus outbreak in China as some factories are given new orders to produce body bags in large quantities. Netizens are questioning China's anti-epidemic team, which doesn't include any epidemic prevention experts. The US gets its 13th case of the coronavirus. It comes from someone who was evacuated from China and tested positive for the virus while in quarantine.
What is the true situation on the spread of the coronavirus in China? Nobody seems to know, but common opinion among experts seems to be that it hasn't reached the peak. According to investigations conducted by the Chinese language
So they say it hasn't reached the peak and it's from February 11th, the 11th of February. So, well, listen here.
Times, several sources in the industry say many textile factories in China have been given special orders by the government. But what are they producing? You might think it's more face masks and protective suits to combat the virus, but it's not. Instead, the factories are now producing body bags. One said they're producing 1 million of them. This raises questions about how serious the situation really is. Due to the sensitivity of the information, we won't reveal our sources' identities. In China, over 80 cities have been put on lockdown. In some cities, the army and police have taken over. But the situation inside the army is getting grim. The Hong Kong-based Information Center for Human Rights and Democracy reported on Tuesday at least 50 confirmed cases.
So anyway, the army is coming for, I don't know, this is China in focus. So I subscribe just to receive more. You see, I can receive the all, personalized all up. And that can be interesting. So also it's interesting to check the comments because they're mostly in American, English. 1 million body bags. Jeez. It's like Jesus. Could it be the CCP hasn't been completely honest with us? So we have different replies. They have been honest about the numbers. Those body bags are intended for people who were caught questioning the CCP's honesty. Oh my God, that is good. I like it. Or could they be planning a war, like invading Taiwan, boycott, sanction, and divest China, the CCP, and the PLA? Now, they are always telling the truth. It's just cheaper if they order in bulk. In bulk is when you order a big quantity. You see, people have a sense of humor at least. Don't believe this fake news. Not their news based on hearsay. I don't think you really know English at all. If you ask CCP, they will tell you we got export order. Ha ha ha. Nick Muir told this before 1 million have already died from the time this was initially reported. And doesn't get used, can be listed in Alibaba. Oh my God. So anyway, that's interesting to check. At least we have some people, they have a great sense of humor. So this is martial law. The government allows to wipe out your account too. Okay. Straight news and absolutely gorgeous anchor. What could better? Okay. It's hard to find news without an agenda. Thank you. It doesn't make any sense. I didn't make that. Okay. New Zealand is still letting Chinese people from Wuhan in the country unchecked. We are screwed. Millions of prayers to combat. CCP can seize abandoned theme park and the overhang in the real estate. Contractor groom late road. Excellent work. The truth always does find its way to the top. They need to ban spitting. They need to ban spitting. To spit is when you spit with your mouth. It's coming to your town soon. Good to have mass body bags. Never know when a communist regime might need 1 million or so of those. Man, people are so funny. Seriously, I know it's not funny, this kind of stuff, but they don't take it too seriously, and at the same time they make fun of it. So it's just like, at this point, we don't know if it's true. We don't know if it's not true, if it's fake news. So may as well, laugh about it. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I received this morning. So we can spend 5 minutes maximum talking about it, and we can now come back to all clear. And so we talked about to be in charge of. In the previous video, I already talked about that, but it doesn't hurt to you're gonna see, check my previous video, the previous link. You're gonna hear the track number 16. You have it. You can listen to it. And I read it. I listened to it. I played the file on the video. And so Carla and Dave both have jobs. Yes. Dave knew about the blackout before he called. Yes, shortly before. Maggie was afraid when the lights went out. No, because we don't really know, but we assume she was already asleep. Carla's boss will be angry if she doesn't finish her report. Well, it's better to do it. You never know. Because in these times of highly competitive jobs, it's better to be productive. You are paid for that anyway. And Dave will be home the day after tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to download the documentary, American Factory. I'll see if I can do it now. So, we have here, we're going to try to see if we can find a synonym, which is an idiomatic expression for probably. And probably, chances are, be careful on this one, chances are the blackout will be over by then. To be responsible, be careful of the I here, to be responsible for, well, to be in charge of, voilà, to be in charge of, to end, over, that was something here, it would be over by then. Appears, seems to be, I think that was the beginning. Where is it? So Dave, finally, I'm so glad you called. Where were you? Sorry, honey, I just checked my messages. It was a hard day, I'm in charge of a lot of these meetings. All the lights still out, meaning they still not work. They sure are. Yes, they are still out. They sure are. So I think the sure would be... Maybe we could also say that they sure are, but that's not it. And not just the lights, everything is out, and I don't think my cell phone will stay, so cell phone, 2 words, will stay charged for long. Do you have any idea how big this blackout is? No, but I'm getting online to find out, to find the answer now, right now. Well, Carla, you should see the map. It looks like the power is out in about 5 states. So it appears, it seems it's here. It looks like. And the final one is to go crazy. She's going out of her mind. That's here. I'll go out of my mind. I sure hope so. So chances are the blackout will be over by then when I come home. I sure hope so. She likes the sure. I really hope so. They really are. They still are out. So it's like we can translate by really if you want, to a certain extent. And I'll go out of my mind. That means I'm going to go nuts. I'm going to go crazy. Okay. To be in charge of, to be the main person responsible for making sure that people get things done or something gets done. Remember to use a noun or ing after the preposition of. She got a great new job with a lot of responsibility. In fact, she's going to be in charge of about 50 people. Listen, there's a lot to do to prepare for the party. Listen, there's a lot to do to prepare for the party. So be careful here. You can be like, well, I understand. Well, let's analyze something. There is a lot to do. That means most of the time when you use the quantity a lot of something, but here we have a verb, a lot to do. A lot, there is a lot to eat. There is a lot to climb. Okay? So that is important to keep in mind, that even though we understand the expression, we can still analyze it. And to prepare for the party, I'll do the invitations. Who wants to be in charge of the food and who wants to be in charge of cleaning up after the party? Who is in charge here? I'm in charge. Are you the babysitter? Well, you're not doing your job. That's it, very annoying here, because you can say, that's no. Or, yes. It's like, which is it? The neighbors are complaining about all the noise. Yep. Look at the list on the left. Write who's in charge on the right. Who's in charge? But if you need to specify who is in charge of the house, who is in charge of cleaning up, who is in charge of driving the kids to school, okay? So who is in charge of your country? She. I'm going to just say she because I don't remember the rest of his name. The guy in charge of America is Donald Trump. The guy in charge of Canada is Justin Trudeau. The guy in charge of France is Emmanuel Macron. Who is in charge of your job? Me, myself, and I. There is a song made by De La Soul in the 80s, and it's a very funny song. It's Me, Myself, and I. I'm gonna send it to you. It's very nice. Who is in charge of your family? Well, the dad and the mom are usually both. It's a team. They have to work together. Who is in charge of paying the bills in your family? The mom and the dad. Cleaning your house or apartment? You and me. Cleaning, who is in charge of your class? Me, myself, and I. I am the king, I am the queen, I am the emperor, I'm God in the classroom. Who is in charge of an airplane? My dad, he was a pilot. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. So anyway, they sure are. They definitely are, absolutely. Use this expression when you want to give a very strong yes in answer to a question. So say this expression with feeling. You cannot say, they sure are. No, they sure are. Use strong stress and rising and falling intonation. Okay. On the last word, are, the verb be can be stressed when it is the last word in a sentence. So anyway, we can't just stay here. My cat is snoring. She's snoring a bit. She's on the chair. She's like, ooh, ooh. And my dog, it's a different story. Yesterday when I made recordings up to midnight. And I needed to see because I had to wake up early. And my dog every time find the time to snore at night when I make my recordings. She doesn't snore before I start my recordings. It's just right when I start. I'm not kidding. It's always like that. Anyways, we'll continue here. We're going to talk a bit about 58, 59, 60. Okay, continue before you take your break. And I'll see you in 1 hour. Okay? You take care, Nancy. And sorry again for this. Sometimes the brain is not working correctly. Seems like the entire week it was my case. Anyway, you have a nice day, and I'll see you in 1 hour. Take care.